I took early retirement from the fire department back there as a firefighter paramedic for a number of years. I'm fortunate enough to say that I left my job when I loved it the most. I started looking at the guys that had been doing it for 20, 25 years, and you know, they were kind of miserable. So it was time to either get out or totally commit. And yeah, getting out seemed like the thing to do, and I'm glad I did it. Leaving a job when you love it is a good thing, because now I can look back at it and say, wow, that was really a lot of fun. That was a neat job. I was fortunate enough when I left that job, I had a background in fitness as well. I was the department fitness coordinator. So when I came out to Flagstaff, I was already a personal trainer, and I was working for Flagstaff Athletic Club. And that was my ticket into Flagstaff.
After Robb's time being a personal trainer, he moved on to helping adolescents in Flagstaff, working in a sober living house and with Grand Canyon Youth.
Back to Basics was perfect for me for a while, because it allowed me to kind of get back into that guiding thing, and also really made a difference with young men who were struggling in recovery. And you know, that's something that I find really, really important. If I can help anybody, you know, through something like that, you know, it makes me feel good about myself. You know, I see these young men succeed and move on into their lives, and it's just so rewarding. Whenever you're dealing with individuals who are dealing with recovery, I had to learn real quick that I'm not always going to get what I want. They're not always going to do what I ask. And fortunately, I think I'm blessed with a pretty calm demeanor, where I can just kind of back off and say, you know what, this isn't my choice. I can't make anybody do anything. All I can do is offer options, and if they want to take those, fine. I'm an extremely optimistic guy. So, you know, even if I'm not getting my way, you know, you can plant a seed and hopefully it'll grow. Grand Canyon Youth is basically experiential learning on the Colorado Plateau. And what we do is we work with kids who are high school age, some middle school age kids. They've got to do community service hours to offset the price of the trips. And then they get to go on a raft trip in the Grand Canyon. It's just a perfect thing. And yeah, being president of the board, it's a busy job. I mean, it's definitely adding more hours to my plate every week. But again, if I can help these kids learn about the outdoors and teach them a sense of accomplishment, it's just a great organization.
Between juggling his time with his daughter and work, Robb has found a passion to spend his free time doing triathlons.
I'm kind of beat up at my age, 46. My knees are shot, my back is shot. So the less impact I put on my body, the better. As I got older and mountain bikes became more into the culture, I started looking at these events and thinking, you know what, all I need to do is swim. And yeah, swim, bike, run, and put all that together. And I guess it was probably 2008 I did my first triathlon. Triathlon is a pretty low impact sport, and it's a lot of fun. The training is really intense. You stay in really good shape, and really I think signing up for a race is more my way of saying, okay, I've got to stay in shape for this amount of time.
Not only does Robb work with young kids in the community, he also spends much of his time being a single dad.
Gretchen's my daughter. She's 5 3/4, which she will tell you happily, 5 3/4. Yeah, she's just a blessing. I mean, talk about something that changes your life. Just very fortunate. She's just a wonderful, wonderful little girl, very intelligent. I try to instill a attitude of service with her, you know, picking up after herself, that kind of thing, and you know, being nice to others. I think the Montessori model that she's learning right now is consistent with that, you know, always helping others. She's a very caring child. I think she gets that from both me and her mother. Her mother's heavily involved in nonprofit work as well. And, you know, we try to raise her so that she's always helping others, thinking of others. Being a single dad has its challenges sometimes, but her mother and I have a very like-minded way of raising her. From the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed, I'm pretty much involved in something. I've never been the kind of guy who's been able to punch a clock, work 9 to 5, come home, make dinner, go to bed. That's just not who I am. With my daughter, it makes it interesting because I've definitely got to be with her, obviously. But, you know, I've found a good way to kind of juggle everything and, you know, work it into my life. I have a busy life, no doubt, but I love my life. I love my life. If I wasn't busy, I don't know what I'd be doing. I make it a point when I get up in the morning to just go to my special place in my loft and sit down, close my eyes, and just try to tune out a little bit and try to ground myself. If I have a stressful day, I do the same thing. It's a challenge sometimes. I mean, because my mind goes crazy with all the things that are on my plate. I think the important thing for me is always, like I said, meditation, reading something that's soothing, some sort of Buddhist thought or something along those lines, something to ground me. And with that, you know, I tend to calm down, reboot, and then everything's fine again.